Welcome back to ciLiving. Learning about investing might seem overwhelming, so Rooted Wealth Advisors is sponsoring today's segment to help you out. John Savarino is here to explain it using an afternoon pick-me-up. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, it's good to be back, Jaclyn.
All right, so what are we talking about today?
So today is an ode to the cookies, okay? So
yes.
I think right now is a really good time to, bring back this concept of the risk of our investments, what that means, and ultimately how they all correlate together using coffee.
Coffee as our metaphor this time for
Correct.
money. So if I have an aggressive growth fund, what is this coffee here?
So that's just a dark roast black iced coffee. This is from Espresso Royale. They are in the same office complex as us at the Village of the Crossing. So I'm not picking favorites, but I just wanted to give them a quick shout out that all of these are from Espresso Royale. But yeah, so that's just a black dark roast coffee, strong, right? It represents these aggressive growth type funds that, hey, are going to go up and down. They're going to be quite volatile, but as long as we give them enough time, history tells us they're going to give us the best rate of return. Right.
And so you want to, right now ours is filled up with dark. So what happens if I start drinking the aggressive growth?
You're either, the concept here would be as you're pulling money, right? And the goal is as you drink, it gets filled back up, right? Somehow, some way, but like the concept would be, returns.
You want to keep on adding to this so that
either adding to it or just the market's going to return for you every single year.
Oh, I see.
Does
okay,
that make
yeah,
sense?
that makes a lot of sense,
Okay.
actually. So the market is going to be filling it back up as I drink it down.
Yeah, but what does the market do? It goes up and it goes down. So what if you were drinking it as it's going down?
Oh.
Right? It's going to be hard to fill it back up at the same pace. So that's where we would have our milk.
Okay. And that's our protected growth fund.
Right. It's our safe, oftentimes boring piece to the portfolio.
Right.
And so let's just say you weren't drinking that and you were gonna let it sit there, it's gonna eventually overfill, which is what we want. That's compounding interest.
Right.
But as we had talked about, it goes up and it goes down. So if you're drinking from it, if you're pulling money as the market's going down, we don't want to pull anything.
Oh, yeah, we don't. So we shouldn't be drinking our aggressive growth
Correct.
fund.
That means then we're going to have to go to the milk.
We'll go to the milk. Okay, great.
Exactly. So that's where we would ultimately use this to drink from, to pull money from, to allow that to fill back up. And this is what we call sequence of return risk, because while we know the market historically will go up, we know that the dark roast coffee, the aggressive growth portfolio is going to go up. Oftentimes, we don't know when, right? And so that's what sequence of return risk is, hey, we don't know when these returns are going to come into play, which is why we have to offset it with some safety, that boring piece, which as we've talked about can be a multitude of investment options.
Right.
And really conceptually, we have this it's pumpkin spice latte, which
our conservative growth pumpkin spice latte.
And clearly, I was drinking a little bit while you put me last on the show, so spilled it a little bit.
Gave you some time to get it on your shirt and drink it down a little.
But this conservative growth portfolio is so common, these 60% stock, 40% bonds. And what we've learned is that just bonds overall have been historically bad, if we're just calling a spade. And that's why I really want to challenge our viewers to really think a little bit more outside the box and a little bit more strategically to say, hey, we can still have some of the aggressive funds, a lot of aggressive funds, to make sure our money lasts forever, and combining it with that instead of this just kind of mixed bag of things. And if you kind of combine the two, really there's a lot of data that supports that you'll do a lot better longer term.
And I know that you work with people of all different ages. So is it a thing where I should be putting my money more toward the black coffee or the pumpkin spice latte or the milk, depending on what age I am? Or does it all have to do with mostly risk tolerance? A
little bit of risk tolerance, but ultimately for our younger viewers, that's what I'm going to suggest, and I'm going to suggest that you want to overfill that cup, right? You want to continue to add to it, as you had mentioned at the beginning, continue to add to that. And the earlier you can get started, the better off you're going to be. But it's never too late, right? And as you know, I want to help anyone that wants the help.
And I feel like that's a really good point, is that it's never too late. So even if you are really getting close to retirement age, but haven't had the opportunity all your life to save, you can actually start now, right? And what would you recommend that somebody that doesn't have a lot of a nest egg, but actually kind of wants to jump in a little bit later, where should they start?
I would say typically you're going to be here, but I would give an example real quick of like, sometimes I get someone that just had a windfall of money. Typically it's going to come from some type of settlement or even like a lawsuit, right? Quite frankly. And, you know, there's times where they kind of just blow through it, right? I'm not here to tell you how you can spend your money.
Of course.
But sometimes this is a good category for, say, 6 months, right? And that just allows you to kind of sit on this windfall of money and really think about things. Because as soon as we get it, oftentimes we want to go buy this, we want to go buy that, and the next thing you know, you've spent it all, right? And so that 6 months just allows us almost, you know, just a period of time to really process things, you know, before doing anything with it.
So you can kind of cool off with a nice cold glass of milk while you figure out which fund and what kind of investments you want to make.
Yeah, exactly, and not take any risk with it. So I think that's sometimes where it can make a lot of sense to do so. And yeah, when it comes to milk, we'll see if Tyler wants to drink that after
Yeah,
the show.
we'll have to do a Tyler tries it with just the plain milk. Our camera guy shaking his head no from behind the camera. Well, John, this is really informative, and I really like how you sort of lay it out so that we can see visually exactly what we're doing and sort of exactly what we want to be looking at. So thank you for making it easy.
Yeah, you bet. I think ultimately, you know, we just need to take inventory of what we have today, and then, as you know, like we want to analyze it and see, hey, what's best in your situation for your goals and your intentions.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for being here and for sponsoring our segment today.
Always a pleasure.